Hello, Masquera say, Masquera say. So it has been a pleasure being here with you, and we want to discuss about the leadership qualities and establish whether the leaders we have does have the qualities we need as citizens, with the qualities we desire in leaders. And that is very, very important for us to establish because it is going to help us come 2023 when making decisions. It is going to help us when we are mobilizing for change because we will be not knowing what we are looking at, what we are looking for, what we are requesting from the leaders. So they need to meet certain qualities and certain issues before we just elect them as our leaders. So the leader, for him to be able to deal with the state of affairs, he needs some qualities. He needs experience and he needs knowledge. That is very, very important for a leader. A leader without knowledge, a leader without experience, a leader without quality, you can actually see that that leader cannot survive for a very long time. A leader must have those key three things. That is number one, knowledge. Number two, qualities. And number three, experience. So we are going to make a comparative of Advocate Nelson Chamisa and President Emmerson Mnangagwa so as to find out who people can vote for in 2023 without any prejudice, without any bias. And I believe that that is going to be helpful to you. So number one, let's look at the issue of experience needed. So President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been there for the past 42 years. He has gained experience in government. He has gained an experience on how things should be done. But is he delivering? No, he is not delivering. So the question is, you were there for the past 42 years. Why are you failing to deliver? What is stopping you to deliver if you have been there and you seem to have experience? And let's look at Advocate Nelson Chamisa. He has been there since 2000. He rose up to be the president in 2018. And let's look at his experience. He has learned a lot from being in politics. He has learned a lot from being in government, that is during GNU. And if you see whatever he is doing, it is from an informed position. He is leading the party very well. He is leading the people very well. And we have the right strategies. We have the right communication. We have everything which is needed, right mobilization of people. So if you check on those things, you can actually see that he knows very well how to deal with situations. He's not just doing things without an informative position. He has much experience and know-how on how to do things, and he is gladly applying that. But on the other side, it shows that Robert Mugabe was the brains behind the party. It shows that Robert Mugabe was the brains behind everything, because the removal of Robert Mugabe has decimated almost everything, and nothing is now working in the nation of Zimbabwe, and nothing is operating in the nation of Zimbabwe except for corruption and looting. That is the only things we have. Then we need to go and look at the qualities of the leader. A good leader must have integrity. And by the levels of corruption we have in Zimbabwe, what is being done by July Moyo and his accomplices, that is damaging the integrity of Emmerson Mnangagwa himself as a presidential candidate. Which means we have to ask a question to say, can we vote for somebody who is surrounded by criminals, who is surrounded by people who loot our gold in broad daylight? And Rita Rushwa was caught at Araji International Airport. I'm not the one who caught her. She was caught by the security agents. And the integrity of the president is damaged. because he promoted in Rita Rushwaya. After that, that corrupt deal, he then promoted him. So where is your integrity as a leader? And we need to make sure that we question that. The other issue, in terms of the qualities of a good leader, you must have the ability to delegate. Who are you delegating to? President Emerson Mnangagwa has failed to delegate. Why do I say so? He is surrounded by clueless ministers, clueless people, because when you are delegating, you are giving responsibilities to ministers to say, go and manage the finances. He delegated the Mutuli, a useless minister, to be to go and manage finance. He has failed to delegate. There is no failure. Pura ipapo, you appoint somebody, you delegate somebody without a know-how on how to run the economy of Zimbabwe, on how to run the purse or the monies. There is enough proof Kubabi can beg, and right now there's enough proof of incompetence and failure. Rana from 2018 up to this day. He has failed to delegate. Go to the agricultural sector. Policies are not working. That is a direct failure of delegation. Go to the Ministry of Sport, Youth and Culture. As youth, we are neglected as if we are not in existence. We don't even know what minister virtual copycat consent. That is a direct failure of delegation. And we are saying, how can we have a quality leader when that leader does not have integrity, when that leader does not pass the test of delegation? So communication is key. So we have seen a leader who always communicates by saying, there is no clear policy communication about what should be done, what is going to be done next. And that is a problem. But on the other side, you have seen that Advocate Nelson Chamisa does have a clear communication panel. Look at the people like Ostalo Siziwa. Look at the people like Advocate Fadzai Maere. They are clear in terms of how communication must be done. So other people will come and attack them. But what is their duty? What is their mandate? Their duty is to communicate the party position, not their own position. So when you hear Ostalo Siziba speaking, he is speaking the party position. When you hear Fadzai Maere speaking, she is speaking about the party position. What is NPF doing? Nothing. They are speaking about their own interests. They are in government. They don't speak about the interest of the government or the interest of the people. They speak about their stomachs. You see, that is the difference. There is no communication in ZANU-PF. Look at Nick Mangwana, how he is running propaganda. He is a government spokesperson and the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information, but he is busy running propaganda instead of communicating as a proper spokesperson. He is running propaganda, attacks on other people, etc. And we end up asking, is the government itself supposed to be political? Are civil servants supposed to be political? That is a very critical question we have to ask. Are they political? The Constitution says civil servants cannot be political, cannot favor anybody. So why is it that Nick Mangwana is always political? That is a direct failure on the leader who appointed Nick Mangwana. It reflects the kind of leader we have at the top. It reflects the person who is actually leading, because the character of the father, it reflects down to the children. So a leader must have self-awareness. He must have self-awareness, and we don't see that within this kind of leader we have. Then we need to have influence. He doesn't have influence anyway. This is the reason why you are seeing he's failing to rein in his own people, because he's not even influential within ZANU-PF. So when you are not influential within your own party, tarisai munoona kuti dai aiva ne-influence pama-elections apfuura angadai akawina with a very big margin, but he failed because of ma-MPs ake vanotori more influence than their own lead. They made impact kupfuura leader wavo elections in 2018. And the question is, does this leader have influence over his own people? He doesn't. This is the reason why you are seeing they still at will. Tarisai zviri kuitwa nana July Moyes. Zviri kuitwa because the leader cannot influence any policy or cannot influence punishment over them. So the issue to do with empathy, we must have a leader with empathy, a leader who feels about how we are feeling as citizens, because he is representing us. He is the person on the forefront representing us. And he must feel how we feel. He must feel the same pain we feel. So I asked him to go to 2017 and check what happened to him, how he ran out of Zimbabwe, and ask himself, is this the correct route to take? Why is it that we are terrorizing people like Honorable Job Sikhala, Honorable Stone? Why? He must ask himself those questions. Why is it that Moreblessing Ali was murdered and he has said nothing? Why? Why is that Boneni was murdered and he said nothing? Why? Where is your empathy? So these are the questions we need to know whether we have a leader with qualities. And because of that, he's failed to meet the leadership quality test. So he has failed two tests, the leadership test, he has failed the quality test, he has failed the experience test, he has failed. And then the knowledge test is very, very important. A leader must have knowledge, must be knowledgeable about what is happening. It must be knowledgeable about what needs to be done. And it seems as if our leader is not informed or is not knowledgeable. This is the reason why his ministers are taking advantage of him. They take advantage of his inability to know some things to do with economics, how the economy works. This is the reason why Mtuli is taking us for a ride. This is the reason why John Mnangagwa is taking us for a ride. This is the reason why his ministers have descended so low to an extent of doing all-level politics. Instead of doing mature politics, they do all-level politics. Prefect. So you can actually see that knowledge is very, very important, because even the scriptures say the beginning of the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So how are you going to have wisdom and knowledge when you don't fear the Lord? You see the problem. You don't fear the Lord. Where are you going to get wisdom and knowledge? It means you won't be able to know how you must run the country, how must you do your things. And that is very important. That is very, very, very critical. So we need to see an improvement on how things are run. And how do we know that? Let's go to Advocate Nelson Chamisa. He is the man with knowledge. He knows what is affecting people in Chilonga down there. How did he know when he has never been there, or when he is in Harare? He has put trust with people in Chilonga. He has put trust with people in Bobi. He has put trust with people in Mberengwa. Those people are telling him what is happening with true information, true facts on the ground. That is how he is knowledgeable. So he knows everything, what is happening. He does have the knowledge on how to run a party. Look at how CCC is being run. It shows you that it is being run by somebody who knows how to run a political organization. It shows that this party is being led by somebody who knows what needs to be done. But go to the other side, there is chaos. This is the reason why they've resorted to attacking Nelson Chamisa and beating Nelson Chamisa's people, because they know very well that they don't have anything to offer to the people. So if you don't know anything, how are you going to answer the critical questions? Because if you go to an exam and you know nothing, you are going to get a zero. And the economy of Zimbabwe, the man has been on an exam and he has gotten zero from 2018. Angorima zero chete, 0 out of 20, 0 out of 10, 0 out of 100. You have not achieved nothing. There is no knowledge. So when you don't have knowledge, you will not know the best minister to appoint because you don't have knowledge. If you have knowledge, you will know the best minister to appoint. You will know the best person to work with. You will know the best people to make your advisors. Who are his advisors? These are crooks which are running various entities. These are the majority of the people who are advising him. Crooks who are there or who are getting closer to him because they want benefits, personal benefits, not to develop the nation. So without knowledge, you won't even know that these guys are here for benefits, not to build a nation. And that shows that this leader can't be a leader. This man cannot be a leader. And we have tested the men from 2018 and up to this day, we have realized as young people that this man does not fit to be the president again for another 5 years. Because a knowledgeable man will adopt, or the young people will adopt the young ideas, the fresh ideas. Appointing July Moyo just shows you that this man is not knowledgeable. Because a knowledgeable man will have appointed a far much younger person to run the local government, a man who knows what needs to be done and why it should be done, when and how it is done. That is it. But July Moyo anozive, he is presiding over zvinhu zvaasingazive. Hana chaanoziva about local governance, but he is the person presiding over that very important portfolio. Let's go to the Ministry of Finance. Nothing. Is the person who is presiding over that portfolio. Mtuli Ngube has been working achitopiwa my instructions by other people. Itachakati ndo vanhu vainyore vaimhanya kunzi enda unotypa ma-reports. Kwese kwavakaenda kunze kwenyika ndo vanhu vaimhanya kunzi typa ma-reports. Supervise the typing of the reports. They were runner boys. Kwese kwavaienda uko. And he comes here on the endayo pamberi. John Mangudika, what has he done? Nothing. So you can actually see that this is because the president has failed to improve himself in terms of quality, in terms of experience, and in terms of knowledge. And this is the reason why we must be motivated to vote for change. This is the reason why we must look for an alternative leader. And that alternative leader is none other than Advocate Nelson Chamisa. That must not be an issue or a point of debate. We all know how he can do what he can do, and his capabilities are there to be known. His CV is there to be known. His integrity has been tested, has been tried, and we have seen that this man is a man of integrity. He is a man who fears God. He is a man with empathy. He is a man of great wisdom, a man who feels what I feel, a man who speaks sense into the people, a man who can sit you down and give you knowledge and give you advice, sound advice. That is the man we are talking about, Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So let's register to vote. Let's make sure kuti munhu wese akanyoresa kuvota. Because 2023 is going to be the year. 2023, there are no two ways, no taking chances. We are not going to take chances in 2023. We are going to win the election. And there is no way we are going to lose this election, no matter how people may try to do all shenanigans. They won't be able to derail us from getting victory. So, in conclusion, we need to make sure that in order to deal with the state of affairs, you need qualities, experience, and knowledge, and the ability to identify the main problem. So I'm now concluding. The ability to have to identify the main problems is very important. That ability, it derives from being knowledgeable about what is happening and what needs to be done. So you need to identify, we have a currency crisis. That is a problem. And it takes a good leader to identify that we have a problem in the economy, like the currency crisis. It takes a leader to identify that. And secondly, you have to acknowledge that indeed we have a problem. That will help you to then go on to the next stage of finding the solution. So you need to have the instruments to solve the problems you are facing. As a good leader, you must have the instruments to solve the problems which are facing the people you are leading. So what are the instruments to solve the current crisis and the current problem? And that question is directed to President Emerson Mnangagwa. Before we vote for you in 2023, what are the instruments in place to solve this current crisis? You don't have anything you are offering. The solutions you have is to sit down with my board, my organizations, my organizations, my grain millers. Those are the solutions you have. Advocate Nelson Chamisa has laid out a plan, solutions. We came yesterday live, and there is a video where we outlined what he said about his plans to solve each and every problem which we are facing. So identifying that corruption is a problem is very important, and acknowledging that corruption has caused a lot of economic decay is a very important thing to a good leader. So that ability to identify is very important. It helps you as a leader. But we have seen that they failed to recognize corruption as a factor, as a huge factor, which is causing us to have problems. That is the reason why they continue to loot and nobody is arrested, nobody is sent to jail, nobody is convicted and sent to jail for a very long time. That is the reason why they failed to spearhead or to fast track the enactment of Corruption Act, where if you steal, you have to go behind the bars for 100 years or for life in prison. Then all assets are taken. That is number one. We need to make sure that we punish people for being corrupt. But ZANU-PF has failed to do that. Advocate Nelson Chamisa has clearly mentioned that corrupt people are going to extinct. Corruption people are going to run away from Zimbabwe because they will know that they won't be accepted here. That is a very clear instrument. How do you solve this problem? You see, those are the qualities of a good leader. That is how a leader should operate. So a good leader should have the capacity to form a team. Not only a team, that team must have capable people. How? July Moyo is not a capable minister. Reason why? He has decimated the constitution. He has failed to recognize the law. He has corruptly acquired things without following due process. Council should do the procurement things, and those things should go through tender. July Moyo has failed to do all those things. We have a story, Yema Pump, nothing happened. President Mnangagwa never acted. We have a story, Pomona, nothing happened. President Emerson Mnangagwa has failed to act. We have this recent story, Yema Fire Engines. What has the leader done? Nothing. Are you a quality leader? No. Are you a leader of integrity? No. So you can actually see that this is the reason why we are saying we cannot afford another 5 years, because it doesn't have a team which is capable to deal with the problems we have. A team, select one president must be capable. Go to the Ministry of Information. Those guys are not capable to communicate. The Mchangwas, the Mangwanas, they're not capable to communicate. Go to ZEC. He has failed to set up a team which is capable to hold a free, fair, and credible election. Go to ZAC. He has failed to set up a team which is credible to make sure that they capture the corrupt, they jail the corrupt. So that is what is very important to know, and that defines how a leader is operating on the qualities of a leader, the integrity of a leader. So you can actually see that a good leader will make sure that he establishes good relations with his team. When you establish good relations with your team, you will form friendship. You will create loyalty, which means as a leader, if you say, guys, let's not do corruption, people will not do corruption because they are loyal to you. You have a very good and important relation. Because if you have a relationship with somebody, it's like a father and a son. The reason why you are listening to your father is because you have a relationship. The reason why you are respecting your mother is because you have a relationship. The reason why you respect your pastor is because you have a relationship. And the reason why there is a mess in the leadership of Zimbabwe is because there is no relationship between the leader and his subordinate. Everybody is doing zvake. Munhu umwe ari kuita madiro ajojina. Why? There is no relationship. So you can actually see that by failure to identify the nature of relationship you have as the boss or as the leader of a team, you then fail as a leader. That makes a leader fail. And if you look at Advocate Nelson Chamisa, he has created a team which you can actually see that they have good relations, they have ability, the instruments are there, and all leadership qualities are there. That is the reason why they have nothing against Nelson Chamisa. They have nothing to point to Chamisa akazoita ichi, Chamisa akazoita ichi. Proof is in pese pakaitwa vana kupe vakauya vana monzora vakauya vakadecimate MDC Alliance. In January, Nelson Chamisa just said we formed a new party called CCC. Everybody rallied behind Nelson Chamisa. Everybody. Monzora lost every seat. Monzora lost every seat. It's because Advocate Nelson Chamisa managed to create a team, managed to create the leadership qualities. He does have the leadership qualities. If you don't have leadership qualities, was Advocate Nelson Chamisa vanga vasina chavainacho? Nothing. Vaingori ivo nezita ravo Nelson Chamisa vachingodai. Achingori Nelson Chamisa achingofamba so. Ndokubva ngoti tane pachinyowani. What happened next? Everybody gathered. Everybody gathered. Even when Jonathan Moyo, the reason why they are angry is because they want to be very close to Nelson Chamisa. They want to be in Nelson Chamisa. They desire to be Nelson Chamisa. They desire. Have you ever reached a point where you desire to be somebody? Those requitic. It's because that person is a very good leader. That person is a very, very, very good leader with integrity, with everything else you might talk about. So I need to go to the end of this broadcast, and I'm going to go through the comments. Area okay, Marufuzganze, but you will still win 2023. I don't believe so. He's not going to win this election, and I don't know how he's going to win. We always vote in numbers. Last election, I wasted my money for transport going to vote. Okay, Memory Mube. The truth of the matter is that what happened in 2018 is not what is going to happen in 2023. The reason why I say so is we have a different man. And Nelson Chamisa of 2018 is different to Nelson Chamisa of 2023. Why? Go and compare my statements rally. Go and compare what he was doing, how he was doing things. Go and compare. Remember, in 2018, he was very, very open to everybody. The JP Jabunus came in, the Mashaya Mumdes came in, everybody. The Kudakwashe Baskitis came in, everybody had access to Nelson Chamisa. But right now, there is no access to Nelson Chamisa because things have changed. Things have changed. So you can actually see that this is somebody with a different mindset. That is to lead Zimbabwe. In 2018, Nelson Chamisa himself was not sure. I want to tell you this. He was not sure whether he was going to win the election. He was not sure whether, if he had won the elections, he was not even sure of how he was going to fix the economy then. But right now, he is now sure. Right now, he now knows what needs to be done. If you look at each and every step he takes, every time he opens his mouth, he's speaking sense. That is the kind of Nelson Chamisa we now have. And we must give him credit for that. And everybody must come in their numbers to vote. Because let's go to Harare. Harare alone, more than 300,000 people didn't vote in Harare. And these are probably Nelson Chamisa supporters. If they had voted, just imagine what was going to happen if they had voted. More than 300,000 didn't vote in Harare. More than 800,000 didn't vote in urban areas. And these are Chamisa strongholds. If they had voted, do you think vanhu vese vakavhota plus 700,000 people vomuvhotera? Do you think angadai akarohwa? Do you think ZANU-PF ingadai akamanipulate that result? No. So we need to see the bigger picture. If you check the majority of our young people, they were not registered to vote. You see, this is the reason why we are saying, let's register to vote. Everybody must be registered to vote. Because the mechanisms are there right now. Mechanisms are there right now. I'm speaking this from an authoritative point. I know what I'm speaking about. Things are there to make sure that 2023 people win an election. Mechanisms are there. Whether they try to rig or they try to do all other shenanigans. Elections 2023 kunyepa. They have plans to number one, suspend or disqualify Nelson Chamisa not to contest. They know the repercussions. The plans are there to avoid, to prevent that. They have plans to stop the elections in 2023. They know the repercussions. Plans to deal with that are there. Plans to rig elections in 2023. There is a corrective measure already there. But when he is quiet, you need to understand that being quiet, it is very important for a leader to quickly hear. But talk less. Take your time to digest. Take your time to understand what is happening. Find solutions. This is the reason why we are coming up with these issues, because we need people to understand how a leader should operate. So setting up a team is not an easy task. In 2018, he had no time to set up a team because Morgan Tsvangirai died in February, and we had elections a few months later. And right now, he has managed to set up a team. China yaenda kuchina. Where is Monzora and his cabal? Laenda kumasuage. Right now, tasara nekrimora. Because once you do one thing, you know that if you are a leader, if you have wisdom, you just do one thing. We are seeing each and every person paakamira at this moment. And we are seeing everybody, because when you take a decision or when you make a move, people are going to show themselves. So right now, there is another strategy which I'm not going to mention, where a very influential person has said something. And that is something has caused a lot of people to expose themselves. It's called a strategy. I'm telling you, it's called a strategy. When you have to get into power, you employ everything within you to make sure that you get to power. And Advocate Nelson Chamisa has managed, has passed that test to employ everything you have and make people show what they are capable to do. A lot of people are even planning to leave Nelson Chamisa at this moment because of Apostle Chiwenga's process. A lot of people, they are saying, sorry, there is no need to follow Nelson Chamisa. Yes, let them go. Wise people will know. Wise people will know. You don't stand with somebody because you expect to win or to lose. You have to expect both. So if you say somebody is going to lose, so I'm not going to stand with him, it means you are fake. If you are true, you stand with somebody, for better, for worse, you are with somebody. So Advocate Nelson Chamisa has managed to create a conducive environment where he is working with a team in a cremora, a team. Regai vese vanoenda vaende varove pasi. That is the reason why he has announced that no structures. It is a way to frustrate idiots, and idiots will be frustrated because they don't know what they are, what they were sent to know. They can't even infiltrate him. So 2023 is going to be exciting. Everest Simao Ola, thank you very much for coming in. As well, Panapa is just promoting friends. He is clueless, so they do whatever they want. Yes, we are in agreement here because you have covered a lot of issues talking about something. Akato wina kare Darwe. Darwe anachaga wina. Just going to win back. Okay. Garwe anachakawira obara. Honestly speaking, hapana chakawirwa naGarwe. Hapana. If you knew what I know, you'd have thought twice. But I've never met Nelson Chamisa in my life. But I know a lot. Not because I'm being informed by somebody, but I know what is happening. And when I see some things beginning to unfold, because you know what, I had some equations where in the past, I used it to tweet a lot about something. But I realized that I was taking the wrong direction because sometimes you tweet something without the revelation, the actual revelation, and you go wrong. You are right, but you say something which is wrong. So right now, I wait for things to happen, then I speak later. I wait for things to happen, then I speak later. That is the path I'm following right now. So I know a lot of things which are going to unfold. But there is no need for me to speak at this moment. Why? I'm Sutra Gambiri. I don't need anybody Simbiri to say, hey, Akapenga. No, that is not the agenda. The issue is understanding what is happening and inform the people correctly about what is going to happen and what needs to be done. So I'm telling you what you need to do right now is to register to vote. What you need to do right now is to create a family. This is the reason why we are here. Let's create a family where we support each other regarding what is going to happen in 2023. Let's create a family. Let's have a situation where we are all united and working with a common cause. That is the agenda we have right now. It's not an issue of being unembiri kana kuti wakapenga kana kuti chii. No. It's an issue of creating an ability to having an ability to understand situations and having an ability to work together as a team. That is what we need. That is what we want, and that is what we need. I'm sorry I have overstayed here, and somebody is telling me that I have overstayed. And I believe that I'm coming back live at 2 p.m. because there is an issue we need to solve there. Exactly 2 p.m. we are coming back live. I have a guest there, a young man called Ivan. So please come back and tune in and listen to that brilliant young person. He does have a lot of ideas, and we want him to speak to the people of Zimbabwe because every person must be given an opportunity to address the people of Zimbabwe. That is what we need. That is the purpose of this platform. So I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate your support. So a lot of people, you have been changed your perception towards Nelson Chamisa because of the recent protest. But sometimes you don't know why some other things are done. You don't know why some other things are said. So it is in the best interest of you to continue following Nelson Chamisa because you believe in him. That is what is very important. Change is coming. It is not coming from anywhere except from Nelson Chamisa. So continue following Nelson Chamisa. Put your hope on Nelson Chamisa because he is the next president. So how he is going to get into power does not concern you, but just know that he is the next president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. So sooner or later, vanhu vanenge vakunakirwa zvinhu zvese zvakufamba, and we are coming here giving you zvinhu zvakaita seizvi so that you understand how a leader should perform, how a leader should run these things. Thank you very much for tuning in, and sounding out is Ronald Wekwamakusha. Let's meet at 2 p.m.